Have you ever walked past an old cabinet and wondered what stories it might hold? Maybe it once stood proudly in Grandma's dining room, filled with china, linens, and family memories. Today, on Vintage Home TV, we're bringing that history back to life, transforming forgotten furniture into treasures that breathe vintage charm into your home. Welcome to Vintage Home TV, your cozy space for antique treasures, vintage charm, and timeless home decor inspiration to bring elegance and history into your home. This isn't just about sanding wood or painting drawers. It's about rediscovering character, texture, and timeless detail. DIY Vintage Home Decor invites us to slow down, appreciate craftsmanship, and let every brushstroke honor the past while making it feel new again. And that's exactly what we'll do with Grandma's Cabinet Makeover. So, if you've been searching for ways to blend nostalgia with modern comfort, you're in the right place. Together, we'll turn this vintage cabinet into a centerpiece that doesn't just decorate your home, it tells a story. Let's dive in and see how history, design, and a little creativity come together in this inspiring DIY journey. The heartbeat of vintage charm. Imagine stepping into your living room and feeling an instant wave of warmth, like walking into your grandmother's house where every corner tells a story. A cabinet here doesn't just hold books or keepsakes, it anchors the room with nostalgia. By giving Grandma's old cabinet a fresh coat of chalk paint, adding antique handles, or distressing the wood, you instantly create a centerpiece of vintage home decor. This makeover is not about perfection, it's about character, every scratch and faded mark telling a tale. If you love the idea of turning forgotten furniture into conversation pieces, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share your own vintage makeover stories in the comments below. cooking up nostalgia. The kitchen is where family recipes come to life, and adding a vintage cabinet here transforms it into a timeless retreat. Imagine a beautifully restored cabinet displaying colorful ceramic bowls, glass jars of spices, or even grandma's teacups. A distressed pastel finish, mint green, soft cream, or baby blue instantly brings that farmhouse kitchen vibe. Vintage home decor isn't just about looks, it's about memories you can feel while cooking Sunday breakfast. Love cozy kitchen vibes? Don't forget to like this video and join our community of vintage lovers who believe home decor should feel like a hug from the past. A place to gather. The dining room is where conversations and laughter echo the loudest. Placing your cabinet here gives you a chance to display vintage china, silverware, or even candles that whisper stories of candlelit dinners. To make the cabinet pop, layer it with lace runners, antique photo frames, or rustic baskets. This vintage home decor style transforms a simple room into a nostalgic haven where every meal feels like a celebration of tradition. If this sparks ideas for your own dining space, share this video with a friend who loves a touch of vintage flair. where comfort meets elegance. In the bedroom, a vintage cabinet can become more than storage. It's a piece of calm, elegance, and history. Picture it as a wardrobe for linens, a vanity with a distressed mirror, or even a book nook filled with novels and heirlooms. Choose soothing tones like ivory, dusty rose, or pale lavender to create a dreamlike space. Vintage home decor here sets a romantic, timeless vibe that feels personal and peaceful. For more dreamy transformations like this, subscribe and let's build a vintage-inspired bedroom escape together. A touch of antique luxury. Even the smallest spaces deserve vintage charm. Imagine your cabinet, once tucked away in Grandma's attic, now standing in the bathroom with baskets of rolled towels, mason jars filled with cotton, or even little potted plants. A whitewash finish and ornate knobs can bring rustic elegance into this overlooked corner of the home. The bathroom becomes not just functional, but a little sanctuary wrapped in vintage home decor. Want more small space transformation ideas? Tap like and tell us in the comments where you'd put Grandma's cabinet in your home. Outdoor storytelling. Vintage doesn't stop indoors. Move the cabinet into the garden and suddenly it's a whimsical display for clay pots, lanterns, or cascading flowers. Imagine morning tea surrounded by blooming plants and the soft patina of aged wood. Turning an old piece into outdoor decor blurs the line between home and nature, creating a magical corner that feels like a scene from a storybook. Love this idea? Share this video with a friend who dreams of a cozy vintage garden escape. Rustic Relaxation. On the patio, Grandma's cabinet can serve as both storage and statement. Think of it holding picnic essentials, woven baskets, or vintage glass bottles catching the sunlight. A weathered paint finish works perfectly here, blending rustic charm with outdoor ease. This kind of vintage home decor makes your patio feel less like an extension and more like a retreat filled with comfort and history. If you're all about patio living and cozy evenings, hit subscribe so you never miss our next DIY vintage makeover. Inspired productivity. A home office doesn't need to feel cold or sterile. Place your cabinet here, paint it in soft muted colors, and suddenly it becomes both storage and inspiration. Use it to organize supplies, display journals, or showcase vintage trinkets that keep creativity flowing. Vintage home decor in the workspace adds soul, reminding you that productivity doesn't have to sacrifice personality. Drop a comment with your dream home office vibe, and like this video if you're ready to blend vintage charm with modern work life. Welcoming first impressions. Hallways often get overlooked, but adding a vintage cabinet here instantly creates a warm welcome. Imagine walking in the door and being greeted by a beautifully restored piece holding flowers, framed family photos, or even a vintage lamp. It sets the tone for the entire home, a reminder that home decor can transform even the smallest, most transitional spaces into moments of magic. Love making first impressions matter? Share this video so more vintage lovers can spark ideas for their entryways. creative corners. And finally, let's not forget those quirky corners in the home that need a little extra love. A vintage cabinet can become a coffee station, a mini bar, or even a display for your vinyl records. The beauty of vintage home decor lies in creativity. Every makeover is personal, every detail is a chance to honor the past while breathing life into the present. If you're inspired to try your own DIY makeover, subscribe, like, and share this video to keep the vintage home decor magic alive. Together, we're not just decorating, we're storytelling through design. And there you have it, Grandma's cabinet reborn into a timeless piece of vintage home decor. What once was overlooked is now a statement of warmth, history, and creativity that elevates any space. If this makeover inspired you to see the hidden beauty in your own furniture, imagine what else we can create together. At Vintage Home TV, it's not just about decor. It's about building a home filled with stories, character, and a touch of vintage soul. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video so we can grow a community of vintage dreamers and DIY storytellers. Together, let's keep breaking signs of the ordinary and turning them into extraordinary pieces of home decor.